Hello and welcome to the Brock and Emma update, source for news specifically related to Brock Lesnar and Emma within the WWE. Now, you are probably wondering, why does this exist? Why are you specifically talking about Brock and Emma only? And I am here to answer that so that I never have to answer it again. So a couple of weeks ago at the Royal Rumble, I thought it would be a fun idea to place bets on the Royal Rumble. You put in $5, you get a random number, you hope the person wins. If they win, you get the pool. Nobody was biting because nobody likes to have fun, and I need some kind of endorphin rush because I'm not getting that from just watching WWE programming. So instead, and here is your moment of promotion from something that nobody's listening to, Kevin. My friend Kevin from the Austin Danger podcast, the only randomly curated Austin Powers themed podcast on the internet, decided, well, whoever I get in the Royal Rumble, I am just going to follow their career for the next year and write a report on them every week. And you know what? I thought to myself, I'm going to get in on this. And everyone else at the party decided, you know what? Sure, let's do this. And let me tell you, I kind of hit the jackpot here. So the men's Royal Rumble opened up the show, and I got Brock Lesnar. And that was who I hoped I was going to get, because I don't want to watch WWE television. I'm going to be perfectly honest here. WWE, nope, can't do it. Just would rather watch anything else. So the idea of just having to cover the sporadic Brock Lesnar appearance, perfectly fine by me. Can't complain. Following that, we had the Women's Rumble, and I got Emma. I have no idea what's going on with her. They brought her back for some reason, and yeah. And that's the premise of the podcast. So we are now going to get into our update. Now, I'm going to try and do this on a weekly cadence. It's been a couple busy weeks for me, so hopefully I can now get into a regular cadence with this. But let's get into our catch-up. We're heading into the Elimination Chamber. That is tonight on Peacock, and there is in fact a Brock Lesnar match leading into this. So I'm going to run down the last couple of weeks, because Brock has only worked the last 2 weeks of shows, which has been very, very convenient, and this is all amounted to about a half an hour, so this will be fairly brief. We start out in Florida. Brock Lesnar comes out on Raw. He is wearing a Megadeth shirt with a cut jean jacket that he states later in his promo costs $5, with matching boot cut jeans. I wonder what Brock's favorite Megadeth album is. I'm assuming it's Peace Sells. So he's coming out, he's giving people high fives, he's very clearly a babyface, and he's got this fake southern drawl. And I can't for the life of me figure out, did he always have this? I don't think he did. He always just kind of sounded like a guy with a kind of high-pitched voice. So he's talking to the crowd, and he's talking about how he had a real sucky experience at the Royal Rumble, getting thrown out of the ring by Bobby Who? And he's really trying to put over this Bobby Who thing like he's some kind of nobody. He tried this months back when he first started his original feud with Bobby Lashley, and it didn't work, and it doesn't work now. I think people were kind of taking to it. I don't know, but it kind of just seemed a little cringe. It's for me anyway. And so Brock he's trying to be a relatable guy with his cowboy hat and his Megadeth shirt. And so he talks about how he went hunting, but all he could think about was Bobby Who. He talks about going ice fishing, and then he says, but I also like open sea fishing also. But he could only think about Bobby Who. And he's really trying. Bobby Lashley. And then he talks about going to bed with his wife. And 4 hours later, God bless you, Sable, he then starts thinking about Bobby Who? And he needs Bobby to come out here because he wants a match with Bobby. He needs Brock Lesnar. He says it like that. And Bobby Lashley at Elimination Chamber. So for context, both of those matches that they had before were not great. I wasn't feeling them, and I'm a Brock Lesnar and Bobby Lashley fan. Like I loved Lashley's TNA run, and I think Brock rules, but those weren't it. I wasn't feeling it at all. Anyway, Bobby comes out. He's got a smooth talker kind of thing going on here. I'm really digging it. And he's talking about how he's had the edge over Brock Lesnar. He he beat him the first time, even though Roman is the one that helped him win, but we don't talk about that. And then Brock beat him the second time in a match that was a huge snoozer. And then because Bobby Lashley threw him over the top rope at the Royal Rumble, that he's got the advantage. He's the one who has the one up, and so he's going to show it to his agent and to his people, and he'll get back to Brock at a later time with all of this. Brock was not feeling that and decided to F5 him, which got a huge pop from the crowd. Everyone's chanting one more time, and Brock gives Bobby another F5, and that closes the segment. People will always pop for the F5. People love watching Brock Lesnar beat the shit out of people, which is going to be very apparent in the next week in Brooklyn. That was this week. So Brock comes out in the same fit, but this time it's a Johnny Cash shirt. More relatable guy things. We got a chair, two chairs, and a table, and Adam Pearce here for a contract signing between Brock Lesnar and Bobby Lashley. It was noted that Brock Lesnar already signed the contract, and Brock's on a first name basis with Adam Pearce. Adam, we just need Bobby Lashley to come out here. And so this army of goons comes out from the back while Bobby's music is playing. Two goons come, set up a table and a rolling chair. Bobby Lashley comes out. Corey Graves says it's mind games. He's playing mind games. And so Bobby's sitting at the table. He's got his foot up. He's got the contract in his hand. And Adam Pearce is telling Bobby Lashley to get in the ring and sign this contract. And Bobby tells Adam, because we're all on a first name basis with Adam Pearce here, this is not the Brock Lesnar show, Adam. And Bobby, get your ass in here and sign this contract. And Bobby, for his credit, he's working the crowd really well. He's saying, I took this to my manager. I took this to my agent. I took this to my lawyer. I took it to my children. And he's getting the what chants. But usually the what chants are a sign of like people having general disinterest. I don't think that was the case here. I think Bobby was actually working the crowd really well. I think he sounded great. And then we start getting Bobby's scared chants, which actually audibly gets a laugh out of Brock Lesnar, which is pretty good. And yeah, I don't know. I think this portion of the promo, mostly on the strength of Bobby Lashley, was pretty good. I actually enjoyed this. And so Brock gets out of the ring. He goes full Dynasty Warriors on all the goons. He gets to Bobby Lashley. Bobby flips him over. Brock's on the ground. He gets up. Bobby spears him. Bobby goes, gets the contract, signs it, throws the contract on Brock, and we have our match for Elimination Chamber. Brock is on the ground, prone, with a smirk on his face, because he's a cool, tough guy. And, that's where we're at right now. Until yesterday, when Bray Wyatt and Uncle Howdy come into the ring. And this is not specifically, this is not Brock Lesnar events. This is out of the purview of my scope, except Bray Wyatt says that he wants to face the winner of Brock Lesnar and Bobby Lashley, which fills me with unfathomable dread, just absolute despair and sadness, just the absolute dregs of what WWE programming is capable of. True, absolutely satanic shit that I might potentially have to sit through. Just absolute evil. But that's what we have for Brock in these last 2 weeks. We're going into Elimination Chamber tonight, and I will give you an update tomorrow on that. But you know what? Let's go over to Emma World. Let's see what's going on over here. So I guess last week they did a number one contender thing to see who would face Gunther, and Emma's backstage with Madcap Moss, and he's talking about how he's the shit and that Emma is a good girlfriend. And he won. He won the match, so that leads into this week. And Emma is on the side of the ring watching as Gunther destroys her boyfriend. And that's it for Emma. All right. Thanks, everyone, for tuning in to the Brock and Emma Power Hour. I honestly forgot the name of what I named this, but hey, thanks for listening. I will have a Lesnar review of Elimination Chamber, so I'll let you know how that goes, and hopefully we see a Bobby Lashley win, so I don't have to sit through a Bray Wyatt. Thanks for listening. Have a great day.